It is Sunday night, and we're here in Uptown, New York for the Slingshot Racing League's Street Stocks here at WATKINS Glen International, here on the Overdrive Automotive Media YouTube channel. My name is Cam Gillens, and as always, I have my good buddy Jacob Nickerson in here at the booth with me. How's it going, Jacob?
It's going pretty good, man. I'm looking forward to see some cars turning right and left and right, all them stuffs, and yeah, really looking forward to this race. It's gonna be a different kind of race than these guys are used to. So
yes, this is gonna be the first one of two that these street stocks going on there this season. It's gonna be a very interesting feel. I have a feeling it's gonna be pretty spread out. I know some of these drivers has had fun playing with what we have for the course limits here, so it's gonna be very interesting to see how they can impact here. Go ahead and start tonight about talking about the points coming into tonight's race. So
it's a relatively close points battle. So I'll take over the old names here.
Okay.
So we get this rigged up. So in first place you have Chris French, who will be missing out on this race, so he'll take a bit of a penalty in the points here, but we do have a drop week. Right behind him, and with 55 points, is going to be Aaron Smith in the 70, who did show up today. And then right behind him as well, is 1 point behind, is going to be Johnny Rapp. And another 1 point behind is going to be Jimmy Moore. And a point behind that will be Jacob Phillips. So you have a quite a tight gap there. And then at 43 points, you have James Danforth. At 42, you have Paul Hahn. And then 40, you have the 60 of Steve Vest. With 33 points, you have the 34 of Randy Gross. With 30 points is the number 69 of Larry Pulling. And 27 points is Nathan Gentry. So again, a very tight point standings here.
So based on what we got from this entry list tonight, it looks like there's going to be quite a bit shuffling up towards the front of this leaderboard until, like I said, the drop week comes in effect later down in the season. But it's going to be very interesting to see how this sorts out tonight. So we'll go ahead and talk about the stories going into tonight. I kind of alluded to them earlier with being the first of two road courses here. It's going to be very interesting. It's like, what's the second one's the Roval later in the season? Is that correct there, Jacob?
Correct. It's gonna be the old Charlotte Roval.
All right. So I know both of these tracks have just got updated, so we're going to see a little bit of differences in the course limits that's going to be going on. And then you can kind of take us what's going to go on with the points coming out of both of these road courses there, Jacob.
So we have something brought to you by Chris French here. It's going to be the Road King Award. The highest points finisher, or highest average points, I should say, or average finishing position of the two road courses we have will get a box of goodies supplied by Chris French. So it's going to be a very interesting thing to keep an eye on later on in the season. We come around to Charlotte Roval as well. And then another thing is, if you want to get a good finish, you got to keep your cool, man. There's going to be a lot of bumping and banging, very momentum-based track, and it's going to be very interesting to see if everybody can keep themselves calm and not get themselves wrecked up into the outside wall here.
It's like Watkins Glen is one of my favorite road courses, just because it's a very, very fluid track. You have to keep your momentum up. It's very high speeds, especially coming out of the bus stop, going down into the kink and everything back to the start finish line. So I just love running it no matter what series it is. I've done it in I haven't done it in these cars, but I've done them in like the O'Reilly cars and some of the others. So I'm really excited to go on here.
Say something to keep in mind. You also just stay in fourth gear, so it's going to be very, very momentum based. So you just keep her in fourth throughout the entire track.
How long's tonight's race there, Jacob?
It's going to be 19 laps, a nice and smooth 19 laps here. It's going to be a relatively shorter race. Above 8 corners, you got plenty of time to do some overtakes and catch up to the guys ahead of you.
We got a couple fasties and some tires as well.
we have 2 faster pairs, and I believe what's extra set of tires behind the wall.
All right. So it should be a very nice and fluid race here. And it looks like we're about ready to get these drivers gridded up. What's your take on what we're going to see here tonight, Jacob?
It's going to be very interesting, again, very momentum based, and we're going to see how this is going to be able to happen. And I feel like you're going to have a little bit of a 2, maybe 3 car pull away, and there's going to be a barrel and a half in the midfield. But as long as that midfield can keep in the draft and keep their momentum up, it should be a decently good chance of anybody winning this thing.
All right, it looks like qualifying is just about to conclude. We'll wait for the session to start and everybody start the grid before we take you down trackside. I'm really excited to see what these drivers have got.
Stands are packed. Everybody's ready to see this.
All right. It looks like we're waiting for a couple more drivers, but we'll go ahead and take you down trackside there for tonight's grid, for tonight's feature here.
Let me get the old singing voice ready. So, your starting grid for tonight. In the first place position, the man who has the most confidence coming in here is going to be the number 70 of Aaron Smith. In second place position, right next to him, is going to be the number 12 of Jimmy Moore. Right behind him in row 2 is going to be the number 88 of James Danforth. Right next to him, fierce competitor, is going to be number 34 of Randy Gross. In the third lane is going to be the number 1 car finishing second a few races before. Is going to be the number 1 of Nathan Gentry in 5th place. Right beside him is going to be my pick for most improved, I'm going to say right now, is going to be number 60 of Steve Vest. And right behind him in row 4 is going to be the number 2 of Scott Drost. And in 8th place, right next to him, is going to be the number 7 of Paul Hahn. Rounding up the rear, but just because he didn't take a qualifying lap, he wants to give everybody else a chance. It's going to be the number 69 of Larry Poig. And we're ready to get her going now. So I'm willing to say with this long pace laps here, we might have to see if somebody can do some good old pacing and talking at the same time. I'm willing to hear from the man I've deemed the underdog. Maybe bring Steve Vest in here, get a little bit of a racer's insight as we come around here. Maybe that sounds good to you, Cam?
Yep, that sounds good.
Hey, it was good. I'm going to bring him in here. Steve, it's Jacob in the booth. You got me?
Hey, yeah.
Yeah,
Surprised.
We're testing out your ability to pace and talk at the same time, but I've already deemed you the great underdog of this race. I saw you in practice. You're getting progressively quicker, and I'm curious what your thoughts are coming in here.
I'm really struggling with, I think it's 9 and 10. If I can get those a little faster, I'm 2.5 seconds slower than P1, so I think I really need to try to stay calm.
Yes, that was one of our main stories here. So
yeah,
I'm saying between these two up front, anything can happen between these two. So you might be able to just slot yourself into a good position for later on.
Right. I'm going to be watching out for this first lap, and then after that, I'm going to try to start pouring it on.
There you go. And I believe the pace car is ready to take off. So I'm going to put you back in with the boys. But again, nice hearing from you, Steve, and good luck tonight.
Thank you. Y'all have a good one.
Have a good one. And that was the number 60 of Steve Vest. So he's going to keep her calm like we were talking about before the broadcast. It's always nice to see a story coming up organically. So I believe the pace car is about ready to pull off here, and we're about ready to get her going again. As everybody gets ready to go, green flag is in the air. Everybody's foot is to the floor. Everybody's going to be all nice and calm through turn 1. No major wrecks happening, but Jimmy does get pushed up into the track here, but he's able to keep her on track there. So he's going to keep wheeling it on the outside now, inside of Aaron Smith in number 70.
Ooh, they are door to door going up the track, going up to the bus stop.
Door to door is only lap 1 here, even the first half of lap 1.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they're already slamming each other. Jimmy's in the grass.
Ooh.
Aaron's in the grass a little bit. So I said with these two racing each other hard, anything can happen. The rest of them behind you.
Ooh.
So again, with these two battling, it's going to bring the number 80 and 35 here of Randy Gross, or 34, sorry.
Ooh, as Jimmy gets a little squirrely, going up to the final corner, coming out down the front stretch.
He's able to keep a hold of it, though. He's going to keep a little bit of a lack of momentum on the inside, but he does have the preferred line here for a pass. See if he sends it in as hard as he can.
Oof.
He is sending it. He has called the post office.
He sent and delivered that pass going.
Oh, yeah.
Going up the hill.
As these two are going to stay side by side for another lap. Say James Danforth and Randy Gross behind him are licking their chops, waiting for an opportunity to send her very wide into the bus stop. See if he has the wit to do it. We're just going to keep it calm for now because it is only lap 2. Jimmy does clear himself for now and be able to get a lead out coming out of the bus stop. Yeah, here Jimmy's going to see if he has any tricks up his sleeve to get the 70 off his tail.
Ooh, they are just laying on the chip going down the back stretch.
Oh yeah. Say that extra draft with a little bit extra speed. Oh, look out, Jimmy! He's hold on to that wheel as tight as he can.
So Danforth from the 88 and Randy Gross just kind of, like you were saying, is laying in the weeds just a little bit in case these two up front get into each other and create some havoc, which every lap as we go by seems more and more possible.
I was gonna say it might happen right there and then there.
They're still side by side once again.
See, speaking of side by side, we might be able to get some side by side action with a little bit of battle in the lower mid pack. Battle for good old 5th place position. There you go. You got your battle for 1st and your battle for 5th. Right now, Nathan Gentry is holding down 5th place as you have Aaron Smith and Jimmy battling it out for 1st. The battle is calming down a little bit, but they were side by side earlier. So these guys here, they're not out of it yet. It's a long old race. So if you do lose the draft, though, it is a little bit worrying. And you have Scott Jost just barely losing the draft a little bit. He needs to catch up to Paul Hahn as fast as possible.
Ooh, you can see it there up on the lead. We're on board with the idea of James Danforth, just how close those two up front are going down in the first quarter.
Oh, Nathan's in the wall. Nathan's taking an alternative line. He has lost his 5th place position. I don't know if that car's broken or what, but he is way off pace right now.
Probably just getting his bearings back as we're getting up front, just side by side.
You can probably put the old battle for the lead back on the big screen as this battle starts to calm down a little bit. There we go. So you see here again, once again, same story next time around. It's going to be Aaron Smith hunting down Jimmy Moore for now. See if anybody's got anything for anybody.
It's gonna be interesting to see as these tires starting to wear down a little bit. See if we see those guys back at third and fourth try to gather a run up to get up to these guys once again and maybe do a charge.
I was going to say that's a good point because Jimmy Moore and Aaron Smith have not been kind to these tires early on.
Oh no.
They've been slipping and sliding, banging and bumping. So these tires are going to be struggling, I tell you. You have your Aaron Smith making another pass for the lead. See, he had the preferred line there, but Jimmy Moore gets the inside out of this S, but the next S is going to be Aaron Smith. Never mind, I got lost on track. Going into the bus stop, see if Aaron Smith can absolutely send it enough to get himself cleared. Jimmy Moore does a little bit of door banging to make sure that doesn't happen. These guys are nose to tail as he does. Aaron Smith gets a little bit of a bump to Jimmy, but Jimmy's able to hold on to her.
So that keep an eye on that second pack, like you were saying. So it looks like the 60 of Steve S and 7 of Paul Hahn are keeping that battle back there pretty close.
Oh yeah.
Trying to get the draft between each other to get a back nose tail like these 4 front runners, because we're legitimately nose to tail right now.
It's Daytona at a road course, I tell you. So they are losing out on the front pack, but that's just because they ain't got the draft up to them.
Mm-hmm.
So you do have Aaron Smith once again hounding the back bumper Jimmy Moore. James Danforth's got the best seat in the house.
Mm-hmm. Like I said, I'd be just laying back there and keeping the draft of those two for a bit.
Yep, just keeping just enough distance to, in case the wreck you're not in it, and just enough distance to make it so you can still get the air coming off the spoiler.
Mm-hmm. Do we have enough fuel to go this full distance here, Jacob?
Oh, we got enough fuel to do about 2 of these.
2 of these? Okay.
So there's just pure tire management.
Okay.
If the car comes out, it wouldn't be the worst idea to take some tires, but...
Well, how spread out all these drivers are, I don't know if that's ever going to happen unless a couple of them get into each other.
I mean, we've had that a few times, these 2 front runners.
Mm-hmm. As we're within a couple laps of halfway already. Looks like Reddy Gross is starting to drop back just a tad bit from this front pack.
I'm going to call it saving tires.
Mm-hmm.
So once again, you have some really good road course racecraft here between the 2 front runners. I mean, Jimmy is not giving Aaron the preferred line at all, and Aaron tries to force the preferred line.
Yeah, speaking of that contact that we were just talking about,
Oh yeah.
looks like Aaron Smith was tank slapping Jimmy there for the lead.
They are side by side, nose to tail for a little bit here. Man, if this is how they're racing with 7 laps into this race, imagine white flag if they're still next to each other.
Yeah, I have a sneaky suspicion that 88 car is just kind of laying back a little bit to see when it comes down to maybe a handful of laps to see if he could mount a charge to these guys.
So there was a conversation in practice.
Mm.
There was a conversation in practice saying that the OG street stock might be the better car for the road courses. That's just placebo effect or something to it, but James Danforth might be able to be here proven wrong with the G body.
Mm-hmm. So,
My bad.
I was gonna say Aaron took all the track he was coming out of that first hairpin.
See, if I'm Aaron here, granted I'm a lot less I-rating than Aaron is, I'd be trying to figure out a way to get that inside line to the bus stop, because the outside line he has not been able to clear himself yet.
Mm-hmm.
Granted, Jimmy's doing a very good job of keeping that inside line intact.
Mm-hmm.
So we have here the best seat in the house, James Danforth.
Mm-hmm.
Just watching these two absolutely duel it out.
Whoa! That says, oh, they are into each other. Taking
So
those
there's not
track
going to be a straight
limits.
body panel left.
So looking at that, it looks like Paul Hahn got around Steve Vest there
here
in the back. Yep.
I am curious on the I don't know what I've done. Hold on. Slight technical difficulty on my part. I'm just going to see the difference in lap times here. See, James Danforth with the fastest lap that lap of a 23 flat, compared to Jimmy Moore's 23.3 and Aaron Smith's 23.7.
Yeah, he's
very close lap times here.
He's a couple tenths back. Yeah, he's exactly doing what we think he's doing.
Hell yeah.
It's gonna be interesting to see
if able to get that.
I was gonna say it's gonna be very interesting to see if, when it comes down to the last handful of laps, to see if he forces the issue coming down in this first corner that they're coming in right now.
So he wants to get another 2 tenths faster for James Danforth here. He's making a charge. So Aaron Smith might have just gotten himself that juicy inside line here for the bus stop, unless Jimmy boots him out of the way to get it to him. As Aaron Smith does clear himself for now for first place. Did I say Jimmy Smith? Aaron Smith.
Mm-hmm.
Randy goes with a 22.9. Fastest lap on track that time around. He's making a charge too.
These guys might exactly probably doing what we were talking about, just saving some tire. Because we've already
Here in the second half of the
passed
race,
halfway.
it's time to give her a go.
Yep. Yep. Looks like that battle.
Aaron Smith got the lead.
That back half battle looks like it's tying up there once again. If you want to, you can bring up the side by side once again there, Jacob.
Oh yeah, she's good. She's good to go.
Okay, we'll bring it up once again.
So you have the duel between Paul Hahn, Steve Vest, and Nathan Gentry here. All running very similar lap times of 24 nines mostly, 24 sixes mostly. I can't read.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Yeah,
Aaron!
oh, look out, Aaron!
Jimmy almost went to that wall there.
We talk about testing track limits. That's testing out the car limits right there.
Mm-hmm. Ooh. I'm looking at second package. It's Nathan there thinking about outbraking them, trying to get those other two out. As we see that,
shows how close to the wall they're running.
Yeah.
Aaron Smith is having a very large trouble keeping the lead here. He'll pass him, but then get passed right back.
Mm-hmm.
Back over to the battle for the lead between the three car battle here with James Danforth just on the coattails.
Oof! As Jimmy gets loose. think these tires are starting to go away a little bit. We'll see.
A little bit, yeah. They are dropping off some in the lap times.
John Danforth was a couple tenths slower that time.
Which is surprising how much these guys are trading positions.
Mm-hmm. Again, he might be saving a little bit.
You ain't got much left, right? What? You ain't got much race left to save, but I ain't gonna tell somebody how to drive the car, you know what I mean?
I mean, we saw it. It was within a lap that last time that he got right back up to the bumper of these guys, so.
That's a good point. That could have been a little bit of a test.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, look out! Aaron Smith sideways. You got one of the best defenders in the league going against one of the best attackers in the league here with Jimmy Moore and Aaron Smith. It's almost like a game of chess going on throughout this entire race.
Mm-hmm. We can see what the lap times coming as they're coming. Looks like they're coming up on lap traffic of Larry Pauling here.
See if that can make anything, throw a wrench in anything.
Mm-hmm. We're gonna see what the lap times are coming of these three coming across the line here.
That's the updates. A 22.4 fastest lap of the race so far between Jimmy Moore. Those tires might not be the worst. Oh, look out! Side by side for the lead. Aaron Smith makes a charge off the back of Larry Pauling and being the lap car. You got all three cars in the 22s there. Aaron Smith the 22.5, Jimmy Moore the fastest fastest lap of the race here with 22.4, and then James Stanford with the 22.7. Yeah, you hear a little bit of chaos there with the lap car of Larry Pauling, but that's all good. They get himself cleared up and not wrecked, so all's well and ends well there.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, he's... Ooh,
Oh, look out! More contact between the two.
Looks like Jimmy's starting to come down. He wasn't quite clear right there.
Desperation has ramped up, I tell you.
I tell you, I don't think we've seen the last of that 88 yet.
Nope, and these two cars, they are quite literally wheel to wheel.
Mm-hmm. Right there, within those
Aaron
last two
Smith's
corners. Those last two corners, he gained back what he was losing. That time by.
See.
Yeah, look
I
at
mean,
the time.
you got literally 0.5, half a second faster than James on that one.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think we've seen the last of him. I think we're going to see a well of a battle coming up in the next couple of laps of that 88. It's going to be right on their tail. We might see a 3-wide action.
James has been sitting there waiting for his time to pounce, and that time might be just about now.
I think we got a lap or two, I think, before we see what his true cards are.
Yeah, once you play your card, if you play your cards now, you got an extra like 8 times 3 corners to lose that kind of card play. So your best interest is to wait till as the last second as you can. As we're all getting ready to view some more lap times here. Get the calculators out if you know what I mean. That time around, Jimmy Moore with the fastest lap of the race once again with a 22.422. Right behind him is Aaron Smith with 22.5 and James Danforth with 22.8. Laying down in the weeds, seeing if he can get a bit more time out of her, backing up a little bit. Well, the thing is, he is in a little bit of a risk of losing the draft at only 0.9 seconds behind Aaron.
He's dropping back way now. So he might have cooked his tires now.
That's something you don't want to see is him losing the draft here, getting below that 1 second gap between the guy in front of him.
Mhm.
We got 5 laps to go here. The race has absolutely flown by.
Mhm.
As we do have Paul Hahn and Nathan Gentry coming up on the lap traffic of Larry Pulling here. See if we can spice up that battle for 5th place.
Ooh.
Randy Go's getting a little bit squirrely as well. I saw that in the last second.
Yes, so did I. Looks like. Man, there's this whole race legitimately almost been side by side.
Oh, yeah. See Paul Hahn and Nathan Gentry get around the old lap car of Larry Pulling, trying his absolute hardest, just nice and cleanly. We do have Aaron Smith to the fastest lap that time around with a 22.5.
And once
again, James Jordan, there was only 0.2 seconds behind. Just when you thought that horse was out of the race, he gets another gear into him.
I think we're about ready to see what he's got.
So you're coming in 3 laps to go. You're getting ready to make your move at the very least.
Mm-hmm.
James Danforth with a personal best of a 22.5 compared to a 22.8 and 22.9 from Jimmy Moore and Aaron Smith, respectively. He is absolutely flying right now. Only a couple hundreds off the fastest lap of the race.
Mm-hmm.
Jimmy Moore and Aaron Smith's not going to have a single, like, straight body part on this car at the end of this.
Looks like Aaron gave him a little bit more room coming out of that. I say that as they got
We
right
call
back
that a false
to each
sense of
other.
security.
Yep.
I've never seen a yellow shark in my life, but I'm about seeing it the first time here. Okay, crossover on crossover there. Contact.
Oh,
Aaron's
they're
in the grass. Great save from both of them, keeping them both in the fight. Not losing a position to James Danforth either. That does insert James right back into the fight, though. James sat there thinking, do it one more time. Go on. See out here just witnessing this game of chess between these two. There is not a bit of sunlight between those bumpers. Trying on the outside line for the bus stop once again. Oh, a little bit of sideways coming in the corner, but these things can handle it. Oh, Nathan Gentry way off the track. A little bit of damage on the front end too. Might have been happened earlier in the race.
So he got ahead of Paul Hahn there for 5th.
There you go, an absolute Hail Mary send got him up there. This is where we saw a catastrophe the first time. The last time, can we see it again? A little bit more sunlight between those bumpers, but James is right there.
They're all right there. Here we go. Ooh, James
got sideways though.
That might have been the last shot he's got. That's where he
might
hit the
have to
white
skip the
flag.
bus stop.
I say that they're laying into each other.
Oh
for
yeah.
this lead.
Brake rotors are glowing red hot. They're both slamming on the brakes, slamming into each other. Everybody's slamming into everybody right now. Aaron Smith is not going to let him go quiet in that good night, and James Danforth is not going to let these two go quiet in that good night as he makes another charge for it. Already making up 0.3 seconds on just the first set of corners.
Yeah, it's gonna be Harry coming into the bus stop for our last time. Oh, there he was!
James sideways, Aaron sideways. James is gone. He cuts to the grass. Is he going to be able to keep the lead? Not quite.
Oh,
he did
no.
catch some air there. An absolute send and a half to the bus stop for the last lap. James Danforth was looking at this, smiling ear to ear.
I don't know if he's got enough to amount of charge here for Aaron coming in the last set of corners. We'll see.
If he can absolutely send it in the last corner, he can make it.
It's gonna have to be. Oh,
he sends it a bit too hard. He needed that car to help him turn. Just missed him completely. That's going to give James a little bit of momentum here for second place. I think James just so barely got him.
It's what it looks like. And that's going to leave the winner for tonight's race here at Watkins Glen, the 70 of Aaron Smith, followed by the 88 of James Danforth at second, and the 12 of Jimmy Moore in third.
There you go. That was a fun race to watch. We were expecting some little bit of strung out. We were expecting a little bit of strung out action, but these three was able to keep themselves nose to tail here.
We're gonna go through our results here tonight. So you got the 70 of Aaron Smith coming out of the win, followed by the 88 of James Danforth at second, the 12 of Jimmy Moore in third, the 34 of Randy Gross in fourth, the 1 of Nathan Gentry in fifth, the 7 of Paul Hahn in sixth, the 60 of Steve Vest in seventh, the 69 of Larry Pauling in eighth. Rounding out our field tonight is the 2 of Scott Drost.
And this might be the end of my career on Overdrive. Karen might kick me out after saying this, but that gap between second and third, it was 6, 7 thousandths of a second.
Oh! So throwing out to our other counterparts, Slingshot Racing Media on that one.
If I'm not here next week, you know why. As Aaron Smith gets ready to absolutely burn her down on the front stretch here. Okay, we can talk to our third place finisher as Aaron sits here parking out, getting a little bit of cooling in the motor so he can overheat it later on. See if we can see if we can bring old Jimmy Moore in here. Get a little bit of a warning first. Jimmy, is Jacob in the booth? You got me?
Yeah, man. Hi.
Not necessarily the finish you were expected to get here throughout the entire race, but you still pulled it out with a third place finish. How was it out there?
Well, I mean, it's the theme here that I set myself up to win, and then I get just absolutely freaking demolished. This time by God's gift to sim racing, apparently, Mr. Aaron frickin' Smith, who can do no wrong and, just does whatever the heck he wants, and, we're all just supposed to, suck it up and deal with it. Just absolutely, his left side tires were off the track when I made contact with his front right corner. Therefore, he should be stripped of the win immediately, post haste, without a single bit of hesitancy. He stole that. I led. I don't know how many laps did I lead, guys? You were watching it. Many. Yeah, I led many. I was putting on a masterclass of defense. You see, when he turns me, I just watched the replay back. My guy showed me the video. His left front tire is hovering over the grass. So that means it should be an immediate disqualification. I move. I'm going to formally protest that. Yeah, I was putting on a masterclass of defense, not letting Aaron Smith rattle me. A lot of lesser men would be, frazzled by Aaron Smith. But what do we know about Aaron Smith? He's a sad, lonely boy who sits in his little shack playing video games all day. And I'm out here working, grinding, and I come on here to relax and unwind. And what do I get? I get turned by Aaron Smith despite putting on a masterclass performance. Took the lead on the first lap from second place. No one passes Aaron Smith except for me, apparently. I am just God's gift to sim racing is Aaron Smith, so I don't know what that makes me, but I feel very slighted. I think that honestly what we should do is we should rack him back up, and it should be me and Smith for a one-lap shootout, but he has to only drive with one arm.
All right, get out there. We're going to see what can happen here.
Fuel the car back up. Throw some new fenders on her, boys. I need a new left rear. That was a lot of fun, though, honestly. As much as I detest Aaron Smith at this point, that was so. I'm sure you guys must have just been loving that, because I mean, the greatest that the gap got, according to my system, was what, 0.5 of a second between me and Aaron, and that's when he was backing up in turn 1 to get the run up through the S's to try to send it down my inside. So, honestly, sure we put on a heck of a show for you guys. That was a lot of fun. That car, this car is just so much fun on these road courses. It's truly just so fun to throw this thing around. It just kind of does whatever you want it to do.
There you go. And not to mention it, but you may have gone down in average finishing for the old Chris French Road King. I was thinking about Burger King on the mind a little bit, but the Road King Box of Goodies Award.
Hey, there we go.
See if you can rally back up for the old Charlotte Roval race.
Yep. So I think what I'm going to have to do is just punt the ever-loving crap out of Aaron Smith at the next one, Because here's my question, boys, and maybe you don't know. Let's say I finish first at Charlotte and Aaron finishes second. Oh, no, wait, no, because I finished third today. Never mind. What if I finish first and he finishes third? So we tie on average finish. What happens then?
We'd have to ask Chris French that question. You might have to split the box and send it to the both of you.
Split the box? Yeah, cut it. No, I want half of all of it. I want him to cut everything in the box in half. and send half to each of us. That's the only way this is fair. That's the only way. But, it was a great race out there. We had a good time. The cars are super fun to drive. Me and Aaron putting on a show. Poor Danforth back there was just watching the entire time, seeing if he could find a hole to stick his nose through. I think he just wanted us both to die. In fact, he said as much. So he just wanted us both to wreck so that he could win. And I actually was encouraging him to just, pile drive the hell out of Aaron in that last corner. But unfortunately, he is a better man than I. And did not do that, even though he was right there. He could have easily done it if he'd have just taken the racing line instead of trying to shoot it down the inside. He'd have probably had it. But, what are you going to do? You can't all be as perfect as me.
So he had many of opportunities to do so, and he stayed out of it, letting you two duel it out and see if he can get a better position out of it, which he ended up doing. So,
I guess it worked in his favor. And, honestly, I think he should be credited with the win. I think Aaron Smith should be disqualified for his antics. But, what are you going to do? It was a great night for the Undercut and Overheard podcast machine. We had a great time. We'll be back for Lanier next week. I've not driven dirt like ever, so we'll see how that goes. It'll be a good time. Gonna be great.
You have to turn right and left at the same time. That's my yep. That's my advice here.
Okay, Mike boy, how about you stick to commentating and I'll stick to driving like one of the best drivers in the world.
Same's good. I mean, I'm not the best driver in the world. That's why I talk about race cars.
Fair enough. Actually, fair enough. Yeah.
I can sit here and critique all day long.
I'm not a good driver, but I'm a dang good bitcher. I'm real good at it. I'm real good at bitching. And you guys, what are you gonna do? It was fun. It was fun though. Like I said, shout out Undercut and Overheard podcast. We had a great time. We'll be back next week. Hopefully Aaron isn't as good on dirt as he is everywhere else, and we can, overcome.
All right, it's pretty on that rally course. So I mean, that's just half dirt.
Yeah, that's just half dirt, and that's all plethora of machines with gearboxes that work correctly. Not machines like these. And there aren't other people out there. We gotta. We got some chances to knock him down a peg. It's gonna be fun.
There you go. You've already painted a large target on the back of his car, so.
Exactly. He painted the back of mine the entire freaking night. Oh my god.
Well, I've already gone through your sponsorships, or I guess sponsor. But do you have anybody else you want to share? Anybody you want to thank before we let you out of here?
I want to shout out.
Oh dear.
I want to shout out Aaron Smith's grandparents for giving him the time to do this. And that'll do it. I hope you guys have a great night.
Have a good one.
Bye.
It's always a great time hearing from Jimmy there with a third place finish. And very strong words for a teammate, maybe former teammate. I'm not entirely sure. And Aaron Smith. Again, here we're gonna hear from our second place finisher, number 88 of James Danforth. Might be a little less chaotic, but I'm not entirely sure with this man. Here it comes. There he is. Put your hands together. James Danforth and the 88. Do you got me as Jake up in the booth?
I do.
There you go, man. I mean, we were saying here this whole race, you were sitting there waiting in the weeds, waiting for these two to wreck each other, and that might have been just what the strategy was. You got yourself at least one extra position out of it.
Yeah, the whole race. I was hoping they were gonna just take each other out.
They got close many times.
Yes, they did.
Say, I mean, what were your thoughts coming in this race? I know the road course was kind of hit and miss between most of the drivers here on their confidence levels going into here.
This is one of my favorite tracks of like not just road, but between road and oval. It always has been one of my favorites. So I didn't practice too much. I kind of know the line for the most part. It's just you kind of got to adjust for the way how much slower these cars are. But yeah, I put in a ton of laps at this track throughout all the other series.
Again, I mean, it sucks to have such a good finishing position here on a race that didn't have heat laps. So you did, I mean, you could have lost out on points. You could have gained some points there with the heat races, but with a road course, you kind of just want to go straight to the feature.
Yeah, definitely.
So I was gonna have y'all do a 2-lap shootout, but I was like, we'll let him do just the feature.
It probably would have ended in disaster anyways.
Oh yeah. But yes, I mean, your strategy worked there as well as you could. You almost got the passing lap of the race there within like 2 laps to go. And every time we thought you're out of it, 0.7, 0.8 seconds behind, we'd blink and be 0.3 seconds behind again. So just kind of shows the power of the draft and how much momentum and consistency really mattered.
Yeah, well, I'm not good in turn 1 and in the last turn, but like I feel a lot more confident through the S's and the bus stop, really everywhere but the first and last turn.
We definitely noticed in the broadcast here.
Yeah.
So again, yeah, I mean, we're gonna let you go celebrate the night for a very nice second place finish. But before we do that, do you have anybody you want to shout out? Anybody you want to thank?
Well, obviously you guys for putting on a fun series and doing a great job with the broadcast. That's always appreciated. I guess shout out to Aaron and Jimmy for almost getting me my first win. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, we're going dirt racing there, so you might be able to pull out a first win there.
That would be on brand for me to not get it on asphalt.
You just gotta keep turning right. That's all I gotta say.
Yep.
You have a good night, sir, and we'll see you Monday for the Gen 6 series.
Sounds good.
And that was your number 88 of James Danforth there, finishing second place. And it's time for the man of the hour. Spent second place the entire race and then had some strong words from Jimmy Moore. See if he can respond to some of them. It is the number 70 of Aaron Smith. Here he comes. There he is. Put your hands together. Aaron, is Jacob in the booth. You got me?
Yeah, I've got you.
Damn, was good. I don't know if you were listening to the broadcast there for the interviews, but your teammate there, Jimmy Moore in the 12, had some strong old words for you. Do you have anything to rebuttal on him, or?
Oh, no, I'm just happy to be here in the old Slingshot Street Stock series. It's always fun to race with these guys. It's always a blessing to be able to share pavement with them, But yeah, I love my road course racing. We had ourselves a really good race, a really clean race, and I'm glad I was able to come out on top.
I came on top with absolutely zero controversies behind it. But again, man, it was really fun watching you two absolutely battle it out, you and Jimmy. I mean, as I said in the broadcast, master of attacking versus the master of defending, and it's just two unstoppable forces colliding there. That happens. But was there any strategy you're trying to come up with beforehand, or were you trying to find his weak point, maybe a strong point you had over him, or?
I was just learning as I went, just sitting there, chilling, seeing what I could do better, just doing all that stuff, studying up, and then once an unstoppable force met an immovable object, I won. So we'll take it. You can't go wrong with the old bumper here at the road courses, especially in these cars. So I'm glad it all worked out.
We found out today that the immovable object can indeed move. Say again here. I mean, congratulations on your first place finish here. That's put you in a good contention for the Road King championship with your Chris French bag of goodies.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I'm not sure where we are next, but the rest of the season should be pretty fun. I'm looking forward to it. We have a lot of good guys here. Hopefully, we'll have ourselves a good race for the championship.
There you go. I mean, for the Road King series, you got Charlotte Roval a few weeks down the line, but next week we are going dirt racing, and I know you are quite fond of at least the half dirt courses.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be fun. I don't know if we're doing these cars or the actual dirt street stocks, but either way, I'll be there.
I do believe we're doing actual dirt track cars.
10-4.
So you get the old practice in there, turn right, turn left, and all that good stuff.
It's gonna be a blast. I'm looking forward to it.
There you go. And say before we let you go here again, congratulations on the first place finish. You're gonna have yourself a good night celebrating on that one. Do you have anybody you want to shout out? Anybody you want to thank?
Yeah, I'd like to thank all the folks again at the Slingshot Racing League for putting this championship on. All the folks in the field for putting on a great race, and especially Jimmy Moore. Can't say enough about him. Great driver. And I'd like to thank y'all for broadcasting. All the folks for watching. Looking forward to getting back at it again. Hopefully, I'll be back up here talking with y'all.
There you go. Looking forward to it. Have a good one, man.
Yeah, thank you.
And that was the number 70 of Aaron Smith. I mean, some fiery interviews, some calm interviews, and some little pokes and stabs, a little bit of setup for next week's race here.
Sounds like a perfect setup for a dirt track. See if we see some payback going through the dirt and slinging and everything. So it'll be pretty exciting to watch and see what unfolds as we're at Lanier. Is that the track we're at?
Linear dirt, yep.
Yep. Which is always a fun one. But no, that's pretty much just exactly what I thought we were gonna see. We see some of our top drivers up there kind of start pulling away from the rest of the field. The battle of the middle of the pack was pretty good there too. It looks like
that was some surprisingly good battles for 4
drivers. Yep. So I think it was a pretty good race. Love Watkins Glen, and yeah, if you like what you've seen here tonight, like, share, subscribe. We all appreciate here at Overdrive Automotive Media. And that about does us here tonight. You got anything more there, Jacob?
Not really much. I mean, just make sure you tune in next week for some awesome dirt track racing. I mean, dirt tracking is the easiest way to wreck something without making it look like you wrecked them, you know what I mean? You got cars that are already on the edge enough, so just a little bit of tap, there he goes. That's just short track racing, dirt track racing, you know what I mean? But maybe a little bit of intent there, but it's going to be a really fun time to watch. There's already got some rivalries going on in race 3 here out of 10, so it's going to be very interesting to keep in mind for the rest of the season.
Yes, it is. We got plenty of more laps to go along, so.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Yeah, well, that pretty well does it for me.
Okay. Well, this has been Cam and Jacob for the Overdrive Automotive YouTube channel, and we will see you next Sunday for some dirt tracking. Talk to you later.
Bye.